how patient. So this term patience is starting to we're in this instant gratification society, and we really are. I'm not just playing on words. I see it every day. And I'm like, man, just don't quit. You don't see it. I've seen it, but 6 more months, you're right there. You're on the precipice. How much does patience play into this thing, even on your patience, on the process of their evolution?
Patience is everything. Because we were just talking about this with Joe Biden. Said, man, this guy ran 3 times. He's been a career politician. Finally, he hit the mountaintop. I'm not saying this because I'm a Biden supporter or not. I'm not telling the story for that purpose. Yep. I'm telling the fact that this guy just kept going. It just kept going and kept going. And before you know it, he's going down in the analytics of history. If he'd have just quit in the 90s, he's cooked now. Right? So you got these realities where you don't know what you don't know. So because you don't have a crystal ball that sees it all, you got to stay the course. Now, here's how you know when to get off the course. It's based on the value proposition of what you made your decision for, all the pros and cons that you intentionally and deliberately sought out, and then what you expect to gain at the end. So therefore, some things are worth dying for. If I never do it, I'm going to do it every day till I die, one way or the other.
Is the outcome possible?
What's that?
Is the outcome possible?
Right. If the outcome's possible, some things is worth dying for. Other things are, no, we need to fail fast. Right. And so as a business hospital, a lot of times I go in and say, hey, here's your realities. You keep going the course, your end is ultimate death. However, right, you're going to experience these things along the way, or you'll never get there. So because you never get there, do you want to cut this now, or do you just want the experience of doing it till it dissolves? Right. But patience is still the key for all of it.
So what should I, not having my PhD, not being a high profile wide receiver in college, on some probably shotgun or 5 or 18 wide receiver offense, right? But so, what should a guy like me ask you? What's in your mind that I don't even comprehend that's there?
I think it's how much legitimate information are we packing in our minds, or are we believing the world based on how we see it ourselves? What is your perspectives? So in that case, most of us have an internal worldview. And in having that internal worldview, it limits your ability to legitimately scale. Because ultimately, when we talk about scale doesn't mean you just made more money. Scale means you're growing to a place that you saw in your mind that allows you to interact in the world the way that you've selected. So for some people, that's less work time because they've doubled their income, so they can actually be at home more and do less later and those types of things. Others want to have more locations. Others want to be able to be put in the Hall of Fame or whatever it is that they're into and win all the awards. That's going to be defined differently for every person. But looking away from your own internal perspective and saying, okay, how many perspectives have I missed becomes vitally important. And we find that almost no one really does that. And I'm not saying that to speak out of hyperbole. I do it every single day. And well, you know what I think about? You know how I feel? And everything you say is an I. You never talk about the possibilities of what else could be. And that answer is no. They don't even think about that. Mm-hmm. We had a client earlier today, a potential patient rather. They want to do this thing for universities. And I looked and said, who's going to benefit from that? But it's really important. I said, it's important because you deemed it was important. This one department will never see that as important. And this other one won't even pay for it because they've got something else that's contrary to that. They're going to look to nix you immediately. Right? I never thought about those things because you were only thinking about you.
Yep. What's the market going to say about this? And it's tough to get out of our own mind because at the end of the day, in business, and you being a doctor of business health now, should help people evaluate like, hey, this idea, this thing, you love it, your friends love it. Everybody you talk to that loves you is going to tell you they love it because they don't want to let you down. But how relevant is it to the marketplace? Can you get outside of it enough and say, is this really needed? Is it necessary? Is it a legit product?
Well, what's nuts is even if it is, you still have to determine who's the leader in that space. Mm-hmm. That leader in that space may say, no, we don't want a new entrant. We're just going to extinguish you. Mm-hmm.